Hello, everybody, and welcome back to week 29 of tracking the local shifting real estate market. Burlington, Camden, Gloucester counties, 900,000 and below. You know the deal. So this week, we have two tied records. Didn't individually set records in the median list price category or the expired, withdrawn, and canceled category. However, we did tie for the lowest and the highest of all time for this year. So let's just go over the kind of basic stuff. Our total active listings has been at a really healthy point. We've had only less than 100 unit deviation in the past couple months, which has been great. So it's been a fairly steady market in terms of the available homes that we have for sale. New listings pending closed. They're still again a little bit in the reverse order we'd like to see them, with our closed being the highest, pending being the second highest, and new listings being the lowest. We'd like to see that in reverse if possible, right? To again continue to add more inventory to the market. But not the biggest issue that we're seeing at the moment. What was nice to see is that the expired, withdrawn, or canceled listings were tied for lowest at only 43 for the week period. Not surprising. We're in the busy summer month. We're right here in the middle of July. We don't have the school sales. We're not worrying about the back to schools yet. So this should be our most active time. And that makes sense. Our expired, withdrawn, and cancels are at the lowest, meaning all the listings are pretty much selling. And flipping to the other category that set our tied record for this week is our median list price. Now, we saw this jump up to 345 back in the third week of June. And when it hit that, it kind of lulled for a second, and then it came right back up almost exactly in lockstep with how it came down. So we are now, again, tied for the highest median list price that we have had all year at 345,000. Just for a quick point of reference, we were at 345 here, and let me just kind of move myself out of the way so I can drag my bar across. The lowest that we had all year, I believe I saw a 308 in here. Yeah, 30 back in the final week of February, we were at 308,000 median list price. So think about where we've come from basically the 1st of March here till 3 weeks into July. We've gone up $37,000 in median list price. We've gone up basically 10% in our median list price, right? So that's not a small jump for us at all. Looking at that, and that's the name of the game right now. Middle of July, things are going quickly. The prices are at an all-time high, and we expect to see it continue. Now, here's one thing that I wanted to talk about for this week, because it's a program that I have known about for, I'd say, about a year, but I never seriously considered it until now. And it's called the Cash to Keys program, presented by Annie Mac, who is a lender in the area. Now, let's explain this for a second. Let's say that you are a seller and you want to buy your next home, right? But you're nervous because you said, all right, well, we're going to have to list our home for sale. We're going to have to deal with everything that's going there. And at the same time, we're going to be searching for a home to purchase. And what happens if we find something that we like to purchase, but we haven't found a buyer for our house yet, or vice versa? What if we find somebody really quickly for the house that we're going to sell, but we haven't found the next house yet, right? And then you end up becoming a contingent buyer, and it makes it even harder for you to get it, and it just adds a ton of stress, right? Now, most people can't carry both mortgages, right? Most people can't say, well, I'll keep my house. I'll go and buy the next big house that I want on just my income without using any of the equity for my old house. And I'll go and buy it. I'll wait a month or two. I'll move all my stuff in, and then I'll worry about listing the other house. Hey, if you can do that, more power to you. You must have really had a good financial situation coming into the housing market. But most people can't do that, right? Most people have to take a look at the finances and say, hey, look, I'm going to have to sell this one to buy. I need the equity out of this one to put down as a down payment, all those things. So enter the Cash to Keys program. Now, to explain this basically, it's sort of like a bridge loan, right? A bridge loan was an easy way to effectively give you some money so that you could purchase the next house, be non-contingent, but then worry about selling your old home later. But it would require a loan. It would require a kind of a confusing amount of legalese to what should be a somewhat simple process. So the Cash to Keys program is basically where you end up getting your mortgage. Now, the one caveat I will say out front with this is that the interest rate will be a little higher, right? The interest rate for this loan will be slightly higher than just a regular mortgage because they're taking a little bit more risk, right? Risk and interest rate are linked. So what Annie Mac would do is you can own your home, stay in it. Go buy your next house cash. Annie Mac will pay for your next home in cash. Now, at this point, Annie Mac technically owns that home. Okay. You move in, right? Now you move in, and then once you're all settled, then you list and sell your other home, the one that you were previously in. Then you can worry about selling it appropriately. You don't have to rush to take a suboptimal offer just because timing isn't on your side. So it gives you the opportunity to be strong as a cash buyer to purchase. You move into the new purchased house, which Annie Mac still technically owns. Then you list and sell your previous home. And once all the money comes in, you reshake everything out, effectively rebuy the home from Annie Mac that you're in. And then you move forward as if it was a normal mortgage. And then you could also refinance that into a normal mortgage after that fact. But this is just what I want to end on from today, because as we start to get more throughout the year, you guys are watching the economic stats and you can track them as we see here. And I always just try and bring up some of the ones that are peeking out a little bit, that are a little bit more peculiar, or I think drive our narrative. But what I also want to continue to do is offer you solutions and offer you ideas and offer you just creative problem solving in the way that you can handle your business going forward, right? So if you want to learn a little bit more about that Cash to Keys program, feel free to reach out to me, shoot me a text. Honestly, if you don't even want to talk to me, that's fine. Just Google it. Just Google Cash to Keys Annie Mac. Cash to Keys Annie Mac. And if you do that, you can read a little bit more about it and everything that gets involved. If you are interested in talking to an Annie Mac loan officer, they are a massive national company. And if you just go on their website and you register, you're just going to be put in the queue. I know local Annie Mac representatives who are good loan officers in this area, who are very familiar with Cash to Keys programs, who have closed multiple Cash to Keys programs in this area, in this market this year. Let me know and I'll put you in touch with them directly, right? Just as a little bit more of a warm handoff as opposed to going into the cold, online system that they have there. So with that being said, I'll let everybody go. I apologize for not getting last week out. Had a little birthday party with my little brother that we got to spend. So nice summer family time. So I'll get both 28 and 29 out for you today. So I hope you can take a look at everything, but prices are up, market's fast, but we have creative solutions to get it work. So anyway, bye everyone. Have a good day. Have a good rest of your July, and I'll see you next week.